There's a theory that so-called bad girls and bad boys are very attractive. And that theory is pretty strong because a lot of good people do fall for them all the time, and then they get their hearts broken. You hear and see it everywhere. In real life, and even on the more serious dating shows, for example, where at least one woman usually says, "Well, I always fall for bad guys, but this time I'm trying not to because they always break my heart." And then guess who she's going to end up with on that dating show? Right, not the sweet guy. And because I write books for women about dating and relationships, and because I have this channel here for women, a lot of nice women have asked me why it seems like men are often pushed away by kindness, or when women show they are interested, and why those same men often end up falling head over heels for a woman who wraps them around her finger. Have you already noticed this phenomenon? Now here's what's interesting. It's not that so-called bad people are very attractive because they are bad, it's that they show certain behaviors that happen to be very attractive and that keep a lot of people interested romantically. For example, because these bad people will not overthink everything. They don't overgive and overexplain. They don't try to please the other person all the time, and they never put them on a pedestal. Plus, they never seem afraid to lose them. Now, these are qualities that raise attraction significantly and that keep it high for a very long time. And the good news is that you can be a kind and good person and still implement some of these things. And as you will see, the fact that it's super attractive is just a side effect. You are primarily doing it for your own sanity and well-being, so that people cannot walk all over you and treat you like a doormat, especially in your love life, where your heart is the most vulnerable. So let's talk about it. If you don't know me yet, my name is Geert. I'm an author. I also go by the pen name Brian Knox. And the first thing we have to discuss is why being nice is so unattractive. Nice is different from kind or being good. Nice, for the sake of this video, means putting other people above us. Overgiving, seeking their validation, their approval, perhaps even changing ourselves or our boundaries so they would like us more. In other words, giving away our power and forgetting our strength and value. Nice people do things for others so that those others will like them and choose them if it's in a romantic setting. And that is very unattractive because it eradicates their value and a lot of other people will easily lose respect and walk all over them. Bad girls and boys don't do that. They will not change who they are for you or anyone else. And if you come close to one of their boundaries, if you even look at one of their boundaries, they will make that loud and clear. They are not afraid to lose anyone. Take it or leave it. It feels like they're always somewhat detached, and that's the first principle I want to discuss. Personally, I am a fan of detachment. If we are always afraid of losing someone, if we make the other person too important, if our life can only be good when this or that happens, well then what's the fun in that? There's only stress and overthinking, no real benefits. And detachment doesn't mean we don't love someone or that we don't enjoy things. We can love someone deeply. Detaching just means we don't try to control the outcome all the time. We go with the flow and we will see what happens. We are detached from the outcome. I like this person and I'm going to enjoy that. And if it leads to a good relationship, great. If it doesn't, great. Then it wasn't meant to be. And it will hurt, but I will get over it. In my opinion, life and relationships are more fun this way. Also for our partner, because they get to meet the attractive and confident version of us that doesn't put them on a pedestal. Which nobody likes, by the way. Putting someone on a pedestal does not work, ever. I love you so much and I'm so attracted to you because you put me on a pedestal and have always made me the most important thing in your life, and you even gave up all your hobbies for me. Said nobody ever. And detachment prevents us from doing these silly things. Now I will switch to the second principle, but if you want me to make a deep dive video about detachment, just let me know that in the comments. The second principle bad people use that we can learn from is they are unpredictable and they create a lot of emotional tension that way, which is attractive. Now, bad people play games, not a good idea, but good and kind people can give other people the room and freedom to wonder about them by not being an open book from the very first date, for example, by leaving some space, by creating some unpredictability, even deep into the relationship, like special date nights where the location will be a surprise. Attraction is created and maintained through tension, not comfort. Please keep that in mind. Comfort does not create attraction. We need it in a relationship, but we also need curiosity and some level of uncertainty. For example, after a first date, you can send a message that looks like an essay explaining how great it was and that you want to see that person again, or you can send, "You are trouble, but in a good way. Talk soon." This may create curiosity. Oh, what does she mean by that? Or if there hasn't even been a first date yet, "You are way too confident for someone who didn't even ask me on a date yet." And then you change the subject. These are examples of playful ways to create that tension. And that, by the way, is what flirting is all about. The third principle bad people use that is very attractive is that they don't overgive. They protect their energy and they are not always available. What sometimes happens when we really fall for someone is that we feel an urge to drop everything to be with them. Of course, we've been looking for someone great for years, sometimes decades. And finally we found someone who seems to tick all the boxes. So why would we not want to be around them all the time? Who knows how long this is going to last? We need to enjoy every second of it and also figure out what they want and then give it to them so they stay. Yeah, bad people don't think like that. They will never ever abandon themselves for someone else. They don't overgive and they are not always available. And that's a part that I personally think is pretty healthy. There's nothing wrong with making time and giving to someone who does the same for us, but we can't just base it on our feelings, because then we overgive and may make them the center of our lives way too soon, and that's not healthy. The emotional bond and attraction cannot grow in a relationship without space, and we cannot always be available, not just because it creates attraction, but for our own well-being. And that space is, for example, created by being fully present when you are with him. He gets your time and attention then. But when you are not with him, he doesn't get it. You don't run to your phone to reply to every message right away. You don't drop plans because he asks if he can see you. And not to play games, but because he's not the center of your world. You have many balls in the air and he's just one of them. His importance can grow the longer you've known him and the more he has proven to be worth it. But that should take time. Whereas when we listen to our heart, it doesn't know time. It wants to overgive right away. The fourth attractive characteristic bad people have is that they are bold and playful. They are often not very serious about many things, including their relationships, which is obviously not good if you take that too far. That's what makes them bad in this case. But a hint of it can be invigorating. As you already know, flirting is a great example of attractive playfulness. But what if we flirt with life as well? What if we don't take everything too seriously? Playfulness signals confidence, but it also creates it. And if we are playful with someone in a romantic setting, we also signal things other than confidence. Like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm not trying to impress you. Hence, you are not on a pedestal, which is very attractive. It also shows we are in the moment. And that playful energy is very contagious. It makes us feel good, and it makes other people want to be around us too. So whether you are single, dating, or in a long-term relationship, when was the last time you were really playful and flirty and direct and bold? And maybe you do this every day, but if you don't, give it a try. It's awesome. One of the first times I saw the power of playfulness in action as a full-grown adult was when I was waiting for a plane that was delayed for several hours. People were starting to get mad, we didn't get a clear explanation, as usual. There were many reasons to get mad, but I decided, let's make this fun. So I started joking around with the people around me, people I had never seen before. First, those hours passed very quickly, and when I finally boarded the plane, a woman who was about to sit next to me looked at me and said, "Oh, it's you. I saw you in a terminal having fun. I'm glad I get to sit next to you." So was I. She was awesome. Life gives us constant opportunities to be playful. We just have to remember to take them. So I wonder, do you have anything playful to say about the topic of this video in the comments? go ahead. And if you liked the video, please let me and the algorithm know that by hitting the like button and by leaving a comment. The algorithm may then show this video to more people who could like it, and you would be helping me and the channel a lot, so thank you in advance. And if you want more, you can find that on brianknox.com or in my books on Amazon. Just type my pen name, Brian Knox, in the search box and you will get a list of all of my books. And thank you for being so kind and good to still be here at the very end of the video. I love it when you do that, and I hope to see you in another video.